As one of the oldest cultures in the world, not to mention one of the most strict and highly strung, Japan is home to some very strange practices indeed. Some dating back thousands of years, and then some are much more recent. This is a culture where on the surface people are very reserved and proper. It is only in secret that these weird practices can be seen. Remember that to us this may seem weird, but on the other side of the world, not so much. So here are the 10 weird things that only exist in Japan. But before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. With this being said, let's begin. Number 10. Oxygen bars. Now we are going to ease into our list of the 10 weird things that only exist in Japan by starting off with oxygen bars. Now we do know that if you look hard enough or Google well enough, you will be able to find the odd oxygen bar outside of Japan, but not like the ones in Japan. The Japanese are very particular about what they breathe in, and these are the perfect place to get some pure fresh air. You can often see the Japanese wearing surgical masks when they are out in public. This is because the air in the larger cities like Tokyo are incredibly polluted, so the obvious thing to do would be to sell that thing that is in short supply: clean air. These oxygen bars, or sanso bars as they are known in Japan, are much like your average bar, except that instead of alcohol, they sell oxygen. The people who run these bars, and indeed many of those that attend them, would have you believe that increased amounts of oxygen will help clear toxins out of the system, and in addition, the added aromas are said to promote overall well-being. Number 9. Cat cafes. Now you may be starting to understand how strange certain regular practices are in Japan, but believe us when we tell you that it is only going to get weirder and weirder. Number 9 on our list is the very random and widespread happening that is the cat cafe. The cat cafe is a themed cafe whose attraction is, of course, cats. The cats can be played with or just watched, and for the privilege, the cat cafe patrons pay a fee, which is usually per hour. This can then be seen as a form of by-the-hour supervised indoor pet rental service. The original cat cafe was opened in Taiwan, but it is widely believed that the concept began and flourished in Japan. Due to Japan's land size and population, many residents live in small apartments or condominiums which do not allow pets. This makes a cat cafe a very popular destination for young workers looking for the companionship that they offer. The first cat cafe opened in Japan in 2005, and 79 cat cafes have opened in Japan since then. Number 8. Capsule hotels. In a place where there is barely enough space to house the 127 million people who live there, it is no surprise then that the people have done all that they can to make the absolute best use of the little space that they have. Nowhere can this use of space be seen more easily than when you take a look at the Japanese trend of the capsule hotel. So this clever way of overcoming Japan's overcrowded housing market comes in the form of hotels, where the rooms are small pods, or capsules as they are otherwise known. They were initially designed for businessmen when they traveled, but more recently they have been popular with the budget travelers, as well as becoming somewhat of a tourist attraction. Usually a single capsule measures 1.2 meters wide, 2 meters long, and 1 meter high. Apparently they are a lot more comfortable than they actually look. There are some real basic capsule hotels where you do not get much for your buck, but then there are also ones that are state of the art, where you can expect most of the regular luxuries such as a TV and fold-out desk. Number 7. Love hotels. As we have already seen, the Japanese have a way with hotels. They seem to have decided that there should be a hotel for each purpose. The capsule hotel for those looking for not much more than a space to lie down, and then there are the love hotels. Number 7 on our list comes from the sordid underbelly of a city that keeps all its parts separate, neatly kept in their various sections, and why should sex be any different? It isn't in Japan. The title of these boutique or fashion hotels is pretty self-explanatory. Love hotels offer double rooms for short periods of time. You can choose between a rest, which is classified as 1 to 3 hours, or a stay, which is the entire night beginning at 10 p.m. Most rooms are equipped with erotic programs and also facilitates to buy or rent costumes. Once you have selected your desired room from a board by pressing a button, then you pay at the window where you will not be able to see the receptionist. For the patrons of these hotels, privacy is key. Number 6. Cuddle cafes. Now, if a love hotel is not your style and you aren't into cats, then perhaps Japan will still have something to serve your needs. There seems to be a lot of weird and wonderful things in Japan that are geared towards the lonely people of the city. And number 6 on our list of 10 weird things that only exist in Japan are, of course, cuddle cafes. Much like the cat cafes we covered and the MAID cafes that we haven't quite yet gotten to, these cafes cover a specific need, the need for companionship. The cafes in Akihabara allow its male customers to sleep right next to the girls. They are not allowed to get up to any funny business with the girls, and sex is strictly forbidden. However, the customers can purchase some extras for a nominal fee. Extras include stroking the girl's hair or looking deep into her eyes. And as you can see, there must be quite a need for places like this in Japan. Places where a lonely person can go and spend some time sleeping next to a beautiful woman. All the benefits of a relationship with none of the pesky worries of sex. Number 5. MAID cafes. Another type of cafe that you can readily find in Japan is the MAID cafe. If a simple cappuccino is not enough to calm your stresses, then perhaps you should head on down to the Akihabara where this type of cafe is most common. MAID cafes are places where you can go to get all of your manner of sweet and wonderful things to eat and drink. Here you can get cute pancakes or teddy bear shaped ice cream and colorful sundaes. But the best part and the bit that brings in the customers is that all of it is served by innocent looking young girls who are all dressed in MAID outfits. These MAID cafes also tend to have beautiful young girls dressed in Lolita outfits stopping men on the street and then taking them into the cafes. Now that is one hell of a customer service strategy. Number 4. High-tech toilets. Now there is no place in the world that takes what comes out of our bodies more seriously than they do in Japan. We have seen some strange things from Japan already, especially in the housing sector, but nothing is as strange as what you will find in most bathrooms. Taking center stage in the Japanese bathroom is the toilet. Not that strange, I may hear you say, but wait! Japanese toilets are slightly different to your average toilet. The toilets in Japan are as high-tech as everything else. Features that you can expect from a Japanese toilet include warm seats so that you never have to sit on a cold seat again, and they may have music for increased privacy. This means you no longer have to worry about anyone hearing when you go. And these high-tech Japanese toilets even clean themselves. It is amazing that this type of toilet has not reached the rest of the world. Some of the latest models of toilets in Japan have an amazing amount of features and buttons for the user to choose from. Basically, something for everyone, it would seem. Number 3. TAKO Tamago. Another case of Japan having something for everyone comes in the form of TAKO Tamago. A mouthful already, number 3 on our list of the 10 weird things that only exist in Japan is an item regularly seen for sale on the streets of Japan. Now most countries have a type of street food that is only available there, and Japan is no different. Here you can find one of the most weird and wonderful pieces of street food in the world. Feeling hungry? Then why not chow down on a small octopus which is served on a stick? The only thing that would make the dish better? How about adding a cooked egg inside the head of the octopus? The markets of Kyoto may be filled with vendors selling this rather unique food stuff, but this is one Japanese invention that is easy to see why it has not caught on in other places of the world. Most people would be fine with a cheeseburger, but why have steak when you can have an egg-filled octopus head on a stick? Number 2. Penis time at KANAMARA MATSURI. If you want to see a beautifully traditional spectacle, the likes of which you have never seen, then number 2 on our list is definitely for you. Now you might have to leave your parents at home for this one though. If you were thinking that there was nothing more festive and spiritual going on in Japan apart from the Cherry Blossom Festival, then you would be wrong. April is the time to be amazed in Japan as one of the craziest events on the planet takes place there. The Penis Festival. That's right, you heard me correctly. The Penis Festival. Japan holds an annual Shinto fertility festival where everybody takes to the streets to celebrate the penis. You can find just about anything you want in the shape of a penis being sold at the side of the road, from teddy bears to lollipops. And this is not an event to be attended by those who are easily shocked and should be taken lightly, but wow, what a sight to see. Number 1. Vending machines. All over this fast-paced world of ours, you will find the technology has come to our aid. We have created machines to help us move through our everyday working environments with as much ease as possible. We have made it possible for a person to grab cash from a hole in the wall and have automated petrol pumps, all in the name of convenience and saving time. Vending machines are another example of how we provide our city's inhabitants with the ability to get snacks and drink on the move. Vending machines then are nothing new. They are everywhere, and in some cities there are now vending shops that sell more and are open 24 hours a day. Nowhere in the world does it quite like Japan though. Not only are there vending machines everywhere in Japan, and I do mean everywhere, they are fairly cheap and the selections are amazing. You can buy hot and cold beverages, milk, bananas, noodles, ramen, and many other food items. But that is not all. There are vending machines where you can buy electrical goods, medicines, canned jellyfish, carrots, video games, and even some on the subway platforms that sell women's underwear. You can pretty much get anything you could possibly think of from a vending machine in Japan, no matter how weird. Attention Daily Top Teners! We have breaking news. A new channel alert. The most entertaining channel on YouTube is finally here, and they are giving away free iPhone Xs. All you have to do is subscribe to come along to win. It's full of super exciting cool facts, riddles, life hacks, and mysteries to keep you entertained. But don't take my word for it. Click on the screen now to see the latest video, or click the round yellow sun looking button and subscribe now. Link is also in the description. See you all there.